So that's Be My Thrill off of the album Be My Thrill with the Weepies, which Deb just informed us was written after she and Steve had a fight. So really, it doesn't bother you to share feelings and stuff with each other through music?
No, I mean, both of us are enough of sort of, I don't know, for lack of a better word, because I'm tired, we like to think of ourselves anyway as sort of crafting what we do. So a lot of the sort of emotional core of a song will be very personal, which also means probably the most universal, hopefully. But anyway, very personal origins. But then, then other elements sort of weave themselves in. So in the end, the sort of whole story of the song is, if it's going to any longer than, a couple hours in our home or a few days or whatever it is to make the song, has to have kind of a larger scale story to it that feels like it's not just like, here I am feeling sad in my living room, oh, I'm so mad at you. Like, there have to be elements that are, I don't know, that just, like I said, that sort of keep it interesting for us, and that generally ends up expanding beyond just that immediate moment.
Sure.
Maybe it's a series of moments that are all very personal, but somehow when they're all woven together, it doesn't feel embarrassing to share them with other people.
Well, it does seem that the more detailed you guys get in some of your songs, the more universal the feeling is.
Oh, that's nice of you to say. We hope so. I mean, I think that's something that I don't know, gotten more, maybe more just aware of. There's not, in the moment of writing a song, there's some combination of like a consciousness about what's going on, but then also just sort of following where it goes. And then the more conscious aspects maybe come in the editing part. And I think the songs that tend to linger with us and that we end up recording are generally the ones that we feel like later still have a bunch of different places where we can kind of tap into them. So hopefully those are also the ones that are, that other people will find the easiest to connect with.
Well, I was excited because here I am 30-something. I had some Luther College students here in town that I had worked with recently, and they came into the studio and sang one of the Weepies songs, Nobody Knows Me, as an a cappella song. They did it really beautifully. In fact, I sent the YouTube video to the gentleman that set up this interview for us, so you can check it out if you want.
Oh, great. To our tour manager. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then my 15-year-old niece is a fan of the Weepies on Facebook. And so it's really exciting to see how your message, your feeling, your thoughts, they sort of span different age groups, different places in our lives, because we all sort of get those deeper feelings. So much so that you guys have made a really great leap into licensing music into television shows like, Scrubs and Grey's Anatomy, and even movies. I think, was it Mandy Moore and Diane Keaton had a movie, Because I Said So, that you guys were in. Is that exciting? Do you feel like seeing your music or hearing it on the screen, is that a big deal?
Yeah, it's really cool. And it's really great, and there have been a variety of, places that are different songs are sort of going out into the world and having their own little lives.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really exciting. And I think most exciting when there's what you were sort of alluding to, which is this like connection between someone else's sort of creative project and whatever they're trying to say emotionally with us, their storyline, whether it's a TV show or a movie, and then this sort of, emotional stuff that's going on in one of our songs. And when they get together and it works really well, and they sort of, embellish each other, not exactly saying the same thing, but they can kind of echo off of each other. That's really exciting and really cool. And we've been very, very lucky that way. We've had a lot of people who work in those industries, discover our music, usually sort of on their own, but then also, we've been working with our label Network Records, and there's a really wonderful woman there who has lots of connections with people who are in TV and film, and sort of been helping us, get our music out there to them. So it's some combination of, people sort of individually discovering our music, and they happen to work in TV and film, and then someone saying, hey, check out the Weepies. Yeah, I think there have been a lot of people who've discovered our music through those venues, and that's been awesome.
That's cool. Well, I heard you guys are kind of movie geeks, and
We are.
I like that. That makes me happy. And I'm wondering, here's a random question. Answer if you choose. The question is, if you dare. I didn't want to quite say that. If you could choose any movie in the history of movie making that you could apply your music to and have it be part of the soundtrack, forget that it's actually technically possible, but let's say you could. What movie would you want your music in?
Wow. That's a good question. I mean, because there are movies that we both love and sort of watch over and over again, but I don't know if our particular type of music would fit.
What movies do you watch over and over again?
Quite a few. One of them, Groundhog Day.
Well, now, if you watch that over and over again, does it just feel like you're doing the day over?
Yes. Yes and no. But that is an awesomely made movie. So, yeah, it's repetitive, but so much detail.
Well, we could fit you into that movie. You know, right when the alarm clock goes off every morning. The alarm clock goes off, and there you are.
I might say Groundhog Day.
Nice. Good choice. Good choice. Well, you guys, I know that you are busy. You're on the huge fall tour now. Things are selling out. You've done the West Coast, and now you're heading this way. I saw that you're going to be in Iowa City, go Hawks, on the 26th. You're going to be in Minneapolis on the 27th, and then over to Madison on the 28th. All within the realm of where we are. So what can we expect if we want to head out to one of your concerts?
I hope you can expect to... if you've heard some of our music, hear some things that you like and that are familiar to you. But then also, we have this really wonderful band with us that allows us to kind of really, some of the songs are very true to the recordings, and some of them we've been a little more experimental with. We just have a really nice, broad musical palette to sort of play with, and it's there's an intimacy to what Steve and I do, kind of no matter what we're doing. I don't know. That's just sort of what. There's sort of a come hang out in our living room sort of feeling, I think, in some of our shows. But there's also, it's a show. Like, we have a really beautiful stage set up, and we have a lot of help, so there's not a lot of, twanging around tuning. And it'll be a good show with a lot of sort of musical diversity of sound. We spare it down, really, for some songs, and others are very full-sounding with the whole band of these really great musicians that we're touring with. Really fun shows. That's what I think people can expect.
Well, I hope that listeners that you're able to get out and check it out. You can find them, of course, on Facebook, and you can find them, is it theweepies.com?
Yeah, theweepies.com.
Theweepies.com. Before we go, I want to play another track off of your album, because the album's been doing really well. I think it went right away up to the Billboard Top 40 and Top 10 digital album, and it was doing remarkably well, especially, by the way, for two people who have chosen not to go, quote, the mainstream way. So congratulations.
Well, thank you.
We want to hear one more, and I was thinking of going with the song "Please Speak Well of Me." Can you tell me a little bit about the piece before we go into it?
Sure. That's kind of a, as you had mentioned, Steve and I now have 2 children, and something about having kids, as I'm sure you found, it makes you very aware of your own mortality.
Yes.
And that song came out a pretty deep feeling of just, wow, what will I pass along, and how will that be when inevitably there are some things that we'll do right and some things that we won't do right, with our children, and then it just, expanded into with friends, with family, with, what do I want to sort of leave behind? How will I be remembered? And so that song kind of came out of that and expanded into a slightly larger story maybe, but that's sort of the kernel emotion. And then also we started off the album with it. The opening line is, "I've been away a year and a day," and we've been kind of out of the fray for a while. We've been recording and making a lot of music, but we've been at home. So this is we've actually been lately sort of starting off some shows with it too, because it feels like hi, we're back out here again.
Well, and people are glad you guys are. People obviously, as shown by the sold out shows all along the West Coast. Well, Deb, thank you so much. The Weepies, we're really excited about the success and, frankly, even more excited about the really genuine, true to emotion music that you guys continue to put out. And we just appreciate the opportunity that we've had to talk with you this morning.
Thanks, Jenny. Thanks for talking to me.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to hear Please Speak Well of Me. It's off of the new album Be My Thrill by the Weepies here on Artist Direct FM 100.5.
I've been away a year and a day. You recognize love after the fact. You did what you did, and that was that. Don't say words that you don't mean. When I'm gone, please speak well of me. Looking back now, I only wish I had been kinder. Did I ever know love? Did I ever know love? And could I have been blinder? Don't say words that you don't mean. When I'm gone, please speak well of me. Someday I would say that I'm sorry if it would do any good. But to never regret means you have to forget, and I don't think that I could. Don't say words that you don't mean. When I'm gone, when I'm gone, when I'm gone, please speak well of me.
Thank you for listening to Artist Direct, presented by Holstrom Jewelers, Elm Street, Cresco. Catch Artist Direct again next week, right here on FM 100.5.